Lucarish works hard on his rotation, gets back there nice and fast to get the defensive clear. Turtle now trying to work something here, but he gets outplayed by EMP. EMP now working around Sam Watts, but in comes Salt with a bit of a backboard play. That's a dangerous ball, but Lucarish now passes it off to EMP, who's trying to work this one downfield.
Big offensive pressure coming out from altitude. They're doing a good job, and Emp and Lucarish are caught out, but Dumbo comes in to save the day. Salt has been setting up plays so far, but nothing really coming to fruition for altitude.
That's exactly right. At the moment, Sam Watt's getting a nice little defensive touch. In comes Lucarish. He's trying to push it in for a shot on. He's trying to follow that one up, but it looks like he's run out of boost. Dumbo comes in. Gets a nice little touch there. Boys from altitude holding on nice and tight here. Sam Watts works it over the top of Dumbo.
Breakaway.
Turtle's working hard to get it down there. In comes Salt for the shot on, and he gets the equaliser.
Big breakaway from Sam Watts there, getting that early touch over the top of Emp, and with Turtle causing a distraction, Emp was not able to recover in time, and Salt puts that in to tie up the game.
Yeah, from Stolt there. Now the kickoff working in favour of altitude. Dumbo, they're just holding this one up. Turtle coming in, gets the redirect off to the wing. Dumbo setting up for a centre play. Sam Watts reads that one nicely. Lucarish comes in, pushing this one straight back down. Altitude's defensive end. Stolt now trying to work his magic. It's not going to work too well. P holding this one up down defensive end. Turtle X trying to work it over Lucarish. Doesn't work in his favour. So Salt comes in, clean up his sloppy mess. But EMP comes in with a dangerous shot on, but it's going to work off to the left-hand side. Lucarish comes in as well, but it doesn't get the touch that he's looking for. He's now trying to set up a nice little centre ball here. In comes EMP. That's dangerous, and he takes it out for a 1-goal lead.
What a rotation as well by AOEM. Just holds out, knowing Lucarish can get the corner pass, gets the car into the perfect position and boosts forward just to add that little bit of power to finish it off. That is going to put his team in the lead 2-1.
Boy, coming out from both teams here at the moment. Team Blah obviously having some formidable players there. Dumbo X, Alpha Sydney, Lucas X Team Arrays, and EMP X Game Aroos. To see what they can come up with here. Lucas now working his magic, pushing it downfield. Boys from altitude really trying to put that defensive pressure on and set themselves up with some nice opportunities. It's going to get worked around by EMP, and that's going to be a dangerous ball, but Turtle X gets back there in time to get the defensive clear.
Touch saved by Turtle as well. Managing to get behind the ball and backflip it to get not only past the net, but a clear as well. Very difficult to make, and showing these mechanical skill. AOEM is disconnected here. Manages to get back just in time. Make sure that the altitude team do not get a goal.
That's exactly right. And the boys now from Team Blah putting the pressure onto altitude. They're holding it down. I think about 60% of the time. It's worked down the defensive end of altitude. A nice little pinch coming out here. Dumbo back in time for the redirect. That's a dangerous shot on. EMP just leaves it, and Dumbo comes in for the hat-trick.
That's the Dumbo specialty. He'll see people pushing up and then just go for a big long clear straight onto net. Works out more often than not, as it puts the opponents at worst on the back foot and at best with a goal in the net.
Work coming out from them. Now the redirection inbound. Boys from Team Blast still up 2 goals. Turtle X trying to work something here, but it's going to get pinched out. Lucarish now trying to follow this one up, but Salt comes in over the top. He's holding this one up. He's going to try to work over the top of Dumbo, but Dumbo waited patiently. Must have knew that he was going to whiff, but EMP goes up. He whiffs as well. Lucarish, though, with the follow-up. In comes Salt. That's a nice little redirect, but no one's on the opposing side to try and capitalise on that one. In comes Sam Watts. Works it over 2, but Dumbo gets the clearance. Pushes it straight back downfield. Turtles works well on his rotations, but Lucarish works well. Gets it around him, but Salt gets the clearance there. Holds it out of the line of sight for Team Blah. Altitude now on the attack. Salt comes in thinking that it's going to get popped up into his way, but it's not. So Lucarish now gets the ball passed off to him. Follows it downfield. That's a dangerous centre ball. And here comes EMP to take the 3-goal lead.
Very solid pass by Lucarish, and the Blah team has been playing a 3-man offensive type rotation. All 3 of them willing to get there on attack, and it's showing off nicely as they're getting a lot of great cross-field passes that only really work if 3 members of the team are all pushing up.
Exactly right, Sam Watts though trying to push this one downfield, but it's not going to work in his favour. EMP pushed it down nicely. Dumbo comes in for the follow-up. Boys now trying to look for that 5th goal. They're looking a bit hungry. Turtle X though, he's going to try to push this one downfield. Salt working over the top of him. Are we going to see a 0-hero goal? No, we're not. Lucarish is going to push this one down to the ground, and Team Blah are going to take out the first map.
Yeah, Blah looking very strong. They had that one goal that was put into an open net, caught out on a fence, but you can see their very aggressive play style sets up more goals for them than they give away. So maybe if they played a little bit more defensive, it could have been a 1-0 game, but they're willing to make those risks, and it's paying off for them right now. We'll see if they can keep on with that, or if Altitude can finally shore up their defense and start doing a few counter-attack goals, which is what they're going to need against an aggressive team like this.
Exactly right, EMP showing up today. He had 6 shots on, managing to put 3 of those in. So beautiful work coming from him there. We're going to go into the second matchup of this best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. This is Altitude taking on Team Blah. Blah have taken away the first map, so it'll be interesting to see if Altitude can bring this one back. Here we go into the first kickoff, into the second matchup. It is going to work in favour of Turtle there, but EMP is going to come down with a nice little redirect shot on goal, but Salt's going to get the touch. That Altitude needed to get the save there. Turtle X now went off to the wing. He's going to go for the follow-up. Works it around 2 players. He's still on a nice little hungry pursuit here, and he takes out the first goal.
That touch against the corner was absolutely beautiful. And this is what we're talking about with the counter-attack. Only one person was left in defense. Turtle took him out of the play and was able to follow up on himself to get that first goal. And this is Altitude again in the lead.
Yeah, from them. Boys now trying to work hard, push this one back down the defensive end of Team Blah, but in comes Dumbo with a nice little shot on. 2 players from Altitude go up. Sam Watts gets a save and Turtle X gets a clearance. Team Blah have prized opportunity to try to set themselves up here. Lucas goes for the shot on instead of a team play, but Sam Watts is going to get the clearance. Salt now for the follow-up. He's pushing this one downfield. He's only got to take on one player, which is EMP, but EMP reads that one nicely, pushing it out of the way. So the boys from Team Blah now holding it up nice and tightly in Altitude's defensive end. The pinch coming out from Turtle X there. So Salt comes in for the follow-up. He's not going to get the touch. So it's Turtle X now working over the top of Lucarish.
Oh, what a pass.
But the ball is not going to work in favour of him as Lucarish comes in to get the equaliser for Team Blah.
AOEM was up so quickly, but that caught Sam Watts off guard as he thought he had time on the ball, and the pass to Lucarish was absolutely phenomenal. Getting that to a tied game, and this is looking dangerous for the Altitude team.
Exactly right, but scores are tied at the moment. Lucarish now trying to set something up for his teammates. The MP comes in a little too late, so the clearance now coming out from Sam Watts. Dumbo now with the redirect. He's setting it up for another team play, but Lucarish lets that one go. He now trying to hold this one up. Sam Watts also working his magic, holding that one up so no plays can be made. Now the ball's working his way down the defensive end of Team Blah. EMP's holding this one up, works it around Salt. He's going in for the secondary follow-up. He's following it up off the wall, works it around one player, but Sam Watts gets the touch that they need. Lucarish comes in with a haymaker, hitting that wall at about 1,000,000 miles an hour. Boys from Team Blast still bringing that pressure. Sam Watts whiffs big time, so Salt has to go up, gets the clearance, works it out of the Dumbo's line of sight, works it over another one. So Salt's coming in for the follow-up, but EMP with the redirect.
Yeah, very clutch play from EMP. And it does seem they're doing a counter-attack playstyle. So far, Altitude have been defending very strong and just waiting for a mistake and an opening. They have had a few, but the one-man defense coming out from AOEM and Lucarish has been quite strong so far.
Work coming in from them, but a big shot on from Lucarish to take the 1-goal lead. Look at that. Nice little work coming from him there. Reads that play nicely, gets up early, slots that one straight in, catches the defense off guard. Takes that 1-goal lead that Team Blah need. They've already got that 1-map lead, so Altitude really need to lift their game here. Bill X trying to do everything he can, but it's not really working in his favour at the moment. Lucarish going up once again, but it's going to get worked over the top of him by Sam Watts. Turning there, comes in for the follow-up, but EMP gets there before him. Sam Watts once again with the redirect, keeping it down the wing. Lucas sets that up. That's a dangerous center ball, but no one from the opposing team gets there in time to really capitalize on that one. Both team plays, Salt and Turtle go up with that one big time. So MP sets it off to Lucas. Lucas goes for a shot on, but gets blocked out of his way. Dumbo, though, comes back in for the redirect to EMP, but EMP whiffs that one. Sam Watts is up in the air. That's a dangerous ball, but Dumbo somehow magically gets there and blocks it out of harm's sight.
Oh, and a miss there by Lucas. Not going to be going too well for their team. You see AOEM and Dumbo are both willing to push up and cheat up the field at the same time. But for that to work out, Lucas needs to hit the ball. And dangerous play coming out, but they have managed to get forward pressure once again, with Lucas almost finishing that one off. Counter-attack play coming out from altitude, possible chance, but weren't able to get it up the field quick enough.
You're right, now Turtle trying to set something up for his team. Salt comes in, but Lucas, he's got that nice little dribble on the go. Sam Watts comes in, gets a block, he goes for a shot on, but Dumbo magically gets that. To flap his ears nice and fast to get that block there. Either way, MP for the follow-up, keeping it down the defensive end of altitude at the moment. Sam Watts now working it down the wing. Lucas gets a nice little touch, goes for the pass off to Dumbo. Big block coming out from altitude. Salt now coming in for the follow-up. It's now sitting down the defensive end of Team Blah. Lucas, though, comes in, gets the nice little touch, pushes it straight back down the wing. That's the nice little touch off the wall there. Sam Watts holds that one up nicely. 57 seconds left on the clock. A big shot on coming in from Lucas. The Turtle X gets the defensive touch and the clearance coming out from Salt there. Salt now trying to hold on nice and tight. Push this one downfield. Up goes Turtle, but he doesn't get the touch that he's looking for. Lucas now working around two players. MP holding this one up along the wing, but Sam Watts now managing to find a bit of an opening for his team here. So Salt capitalizes on that one. Comes in, tries. Looked like he was going for the demo on Dumbo there, but doesn't really work. Turtle X now holding this one up. Sam Watts comes in over the top, just under 30 seconds left on the clock. Can Altitude bring this one back? Yummy.
It looks like they definitely can. They're getting the forward pressure. They're starting to take a few more risks. We need Sam Watts to push up a little bit further as he's playing very defensively. 10 seconds remaining, and they have gonna have one last opportunity to get this goal. It all comes down to this. Salt in the corner, but AOEM gets the clear. This might be a counter goal. It doesn't end up being so. It stays up. But Lucas is going to let this hit the ground. And that is 2-1 through to Blah. And another close game, but Altitude starting to really bring this back. With a more defensive style, 5 goals coming out from them and only 3 shots. But when they have the ball, they're making it count. If they can keep that up, tighten up their defense a little bit more, they'll be able to create just a few more offensive opportunities.
Exactly right. Beautiful work coming out from both teams here, but Altitude over the coming weeks have slowly been progressing forward. They came out with some massive, great wins last week. It looks like Team Blah, consisting of Lucas, Dumbo, and EMP, are going to hold them and put a stop to this one nice and quick here as they just take the second map over Altitude. So we're ready up here, get into the third matchup and see if Team Blah can really push this one forward, or are we going to see a bit of a comeback come from Altitude here? Be interesting to see, but just having another quick look at those stats, it's just unbelievable the amount of shots on that Team Blah had. Consistency in the defensive pressure that Altitude were able to push back with. They come out with 5 saves, and I think there was about 8-9 shots on coming from Team Blah. So they managed to put through 2 of those sneaky goals. Altitude now really need to step up their performance and bring this one back and try and give themselves a bit of a reverse sweep fighting chance to take it over Team Blah.
Yeah, and they do have to get the reverse sweep. As you said, it's going to be very difficult, a very uphill climb. But if they do manage to do it, it will be the comeback of the ages. And Salt is already on the job, looking like offensive pressure going straight to Blah.
Yeah, that's it. Team Blah now setting themselves up for a nice little shot on. Dumbo sets that one up, but Sam Watts gets the clearance. Lucas now coming in to keep it down the defensive end, but the boys from Altitude coming out with some nice little team plays, but EMP reading that one nicely. Setting up for a dangerous backboard play. In comes Dumbo. Is Lucas there? Yes, he is, to take out the first goal.
This is such a clever touch by Dumbo. The first pass by AOEM was amazing to get it up there. And Dumbo could have put that on net. The saw Sam Watts in the way, puts it high, and opens up the entire net for Lucas behind him.
work coming out from them there. So now going into the next kickoff, and it's looking to work in favour of Team Blah. Dumbo follows that one up on the wall, goes for a bit of a freestyle, works it out of the way of Sol. Lucarish with a dangerous little touch. Oh my God, works it around 2 players to take a 2-goal lead within 1 minute.